Hey guys, Harry here from the Art Gear Guide. Thanks very much for joining me. As you can see by the title, this is the review for the Kalour Sketching and Drawing set. This is a 70-piece set. It comes in different sizes. I think there's a 50-piece set as well and a 24-piece, but I'll have all of that information over on the written review. I'm going to try and get through this as fast as I can so that it's not a super long video. But there is a lot to get through, and so I'm going to try and do this as fast as I can. So like it says here, it's a 70-piece. Now it says artist quality, professional level, all sketching accessories included. It says premium and expert. I kind of have a problem with sets saying that they are artist quality, professional level, all this type of stuff, when you delve into the set and you find that they're not that quality, they're not that level that you would expect from, say, a set of the Kalour Graphite graphite pencils, or the Kalour Graphite blocks that you can get, or the Derwent graphite blocks that you can get and stuff like that. They are a higher level of quality that is mined and stuff like that when it comes down to graphite and charcoal and things like that. After reviewing this, I'm not 100% sure whether I would put this up in the artist quality or professional level at all. But like I say, it's something that draws people in, people that don't know better. People, you know, someone like, I talk very much about whenever my daughter was going through school, my eldest daughter Neve, and she was very much into art. She loves art, and at the time I wasn't into art at all, didn't know anything about it, and so spending like £5 on a set of coloured pencils or something like that to me was just crazy. Fast forward to now and I'm spending like £300 or £400 on a set of coloured pencils if you're getting them from Kalour and things like that, and it's crazy how your mind flips and changes. But as a parent back then, I can totally understand why parents would look at a set like this and think that's going to be a really, really good set for my daughter or son going to school and things like that. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's have a look. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the top set, and I've used it, but you'll see images coming up on the screen of before I started using it, and I'll show you the artwork that I did with this. Now the artwork turned out really well, but there was times when I was doing the artwork that I felt like I wish I had X, Y and Z type pencils that I've used in the past, like the Staedtler Graphite or the Tombow Mono Graphite or the Kalour Graphite. They're all graphite pencils that when I was doing this I wished I wished I was using rather than these. But let's have a look. So you can see here that there's two sharpeners. There is this metal sharpener, and it's not even like metal, it must be tin or something, very, very lightweight. This is obviously, it's got two holes, small and a bigger hole. This plastic sharpener that's in here, I think that's more aimed for like the pastel pencils that are in here, or the charcoal pencils. You got a couple of blending stumps and two tortillons as well. Up at the top here you have like a little sanding block. The sanding block is really small comparison to a lot of the sanding blocks that you would ordinarily get in sets, but it doesn't matter, it's there. There's a craft knife here as well. Now this craft knife is terrible, really, really bad. It's not very sharp, but it's sharp enough to cut. So if you are giving this set to a young child, or even a young, like a 12-13 year old or something like that, you're going to have to be very careful whether you give them this set with this in it. You know, given the problems that we know teenagers can get themselves into with these types of things. So I would caution, I'd be very, very cautious about giving this set to, or giving this set with this craft knife in it to someone younger. Then we have one of these absolutely useless pencil extenders. It has a, a large section and then a small section. Now if you take, like, say the Dermot Light Fast pencil, the big side is far too big for it, as you can see here on the camera. Far too big, doesn't hold on to it. Even when you push this up to the very top level, still doesn't hold on to it. And the small part of it, it just doesn't go into. It's pretty much the same for a lot of the pencils that are in here, and I'll show you that later on. And these pencil extenders come in many different sets, and they're always dirt cheap on Amazon and stuff like that, and people get them. There's so many pencils that you have that they're just not going to work on this. The large side's too large and the small side is too small, so pretty much useless. Then we have here at the side the charcoal blocks. Then we've got some pastel blocks, white, light grey and grey. And then we've got some graphite blocks here as well. You can see they're just labelled hard, soft and medium, or hard, medium, soft, whatever. Same with the charcoal blocks. Now I'll show you these in a second. And then here we've got some willow sticks, which are really nice, and then a kneaded eraser and just an ordinary vinyl eraser. So we move that off to one side. At the bottom, the next layer here, we have 3 woodless charcoal pencils, and then we have 2 woodless graphite pencils. These are 6B and 4B. The woodless graphite and the woodless charcoal pencils are really nice, and they were what I used primarily going through the artwork. Then there's 3 charcoal pencils. Okay, so these are traditional charcoal pencils with the wood barrel covering them, and again you've just got soft, medium and hard. These are not too bad, but again I'll show you them in a second. These pastel pencils, which are red, brown, grey, sepia and black, absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Very scratchy, not very pigmented. They're not like pastel pencils at all that I've used. So not very impressed with those. Then we've got some white charcoal pencils, again soft, medium and hard. Very good, they are very good. Then we have a pencil eraser. It is what it is. Got a mechanical pencil here, 0.5, and we've got some leads as well, some replaceable leads. It works, and I've not had it for a long time, and I've used it a little bit, but again, you know, it works, and it is a mechanical pencil. There's a white gel pen in here, which I'll show you. There's also like this marker. So it's a double-A tipped marker. On one side we have just like a felt tip pen, and then on the other side it's like a fine liner. I'll show you those in a second as well. And then underneath here in the final layer, we've got the actual graphite pencils. Now, so there's 24 graphite pencils in here. So we've got a 14B, a 12B, 10B, 9B, 8B, 7B. There's 2 6Bs, a 5B, a 4B. There's 2 4Bs. There's a 3B. There's 2 2Bs. There's a B, 2 HBs. Then there's FH, 2H, 3H, 4H, 5H and 6H. So in my opinion, I think they've got that right. So it's nice to see really dark pencils in there, because I think they work better. I've seen some sets where the H side goes up to like 10H or 12H, and when you're getting up around that side, you're basically just using clay, and it's so scratchy, and it's a nightmare to sharpen as well. And in all honesty, if you've got like a 4H, or even like in this case here it goes up to 6H, if you've got a 4, 5 or 6H pencil, you're going to still be able to get a really light gradient using that pencil. I mean, I would even go as far to say a 2H, you're still going to get a really nice light gradient with the 2H pencil. All the way up to 10H and 12H is just, I don't think it's necessary. So the pencils themselves, let me show you a little bit of a chart here. Okay, again, you'll have this popping up on your screen. So you can see here that from the 6/8 all the way down to the 14B are just, you know, the H's are very, very similar, as are the B range up to about 5B. So from 2B to 5B it's pretty similar, and then from 6B to 14B again it's very similar. There's not like a very, very big differentiation between these B line pencils. I was expecting the 14B to be really super dark, and certainly much darker than say the 8B, but as you can see there, it's not really. One thing that I did find interesting about this graphite set is that there's not a lot of shine off the graphite whenever you use, you know, you're putting pressure on it, and you get that normal shine that you get from graphite. I didn't experience any of that really. So here we have the 4B woodless graphite pencil and the 6B woodless graphite pencil. So I did that, like, you know, just using the side of the pencil. So this part of it here was just done using the side of it because it's a woodless. You do have like a lacquer across here, so they say it's woodless, meaning that there's just no woodless. There's no wood barrel. It's pretty much all just graphite, but there's like this plastic, very, very thin plastic film across here, and it's just to prevent your hands from getting all black and dirty. But as you can see, it doesn't always work that well. And then here we've got the graphite sticks. So we've got the soft, medium and hard, and you can see yourself there the difference. There is a nice difference between the soft, hard and medium. But even the soft graphite stick is still quite hard. I found it to be quite hard, and when I was using it, like on its side, it wasn't really giving me a lot of coverage. Now maybe that's just something that over time, maybe with a little bit more use, you might get a little bit more coverage with it, but as it stands there, I didn't find a lot of coverage with it. So these marks were done kind of doing this as opposed to, you know, doing that. So that's the graphite set. I used some Strathmore pastel pastel paper here for this. It's kind of like ombre paper, so, and I personally don't like ombre paper, so I'm going to show you some of these charcoal blocks and pencils on different other pastel type papers. So we've got here the woodless charcoal pencils, and as you can see again, soft, medium and hard. So there is again, you can see a distinct difference between them. This is the charcoal pencils. That's the ones with the wood barrel on them. Again, soft, medium and hard. And then these are the pastel pencils. Now, I didn't really like these at all. They were very, very scratchy. It took a lot of pressure and stuff like that to get some pigment out of them. But like I say, we'll try them on different paper in a second. And then here we've got the charcoal blocks. So like this is the soft Kalour charcoal block, and I used that quite a bit for the drawing that I did. And then on this black paper, as you can see, we've got the white charcoal pencils. So here is the soft, medium and hard, and then this is the white pastel block that is also in the set. Just let me get it out here for you. So this was done using this white pastel block. So again, let me set those to the side. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this by now. This is the artwork that I did. It's of Post Malone, a rock star Post Malone. I just seen the image and I thought it would be perfect I actually was going to do it just using my own graphite pencils, like my own graph wood. I seen the image and I thought, but then when I got this set, I thought I'll give it a go, and I'm actually really pleased with how it turned out. I'm really proud of this. I'm kind of wondering if maybe I could have done a better job with higher quality pencils, which I might try later on down the line. I'm not really happy with how a lot of it blended here, and I used different methods to blend, like the blending stumps, and I used a brush as well, like a paintbrush thing, like a soft brush, bristle brush. But overall I was really happy with the outcome of this drawing. So, you know, this and it was done with everything that's in this set, so that gives you an indication of what you can do with some of the products in this set. So let me just move this off to one side. And so I've got some UArt paper here, 240 grams, or sorry, gradient, 240 gradient. And again, I'm just going to do a little bit of testing, because this is different paper. This is like sanded paper, so it's going to grip hold of it a little bit better than what it does on that type of ombre pastel paper. So this is the charcoal pencil in the barrel with the wood barrel. This is the soft. So let me zoom in a little bit here for you. Okay, this is the medium. And this is the hard. You can tell the difference a little bit, but it is subtle. Then we have the pastel pencils. Now I didn't like these on the pastel paper. But you can see here, so I'm using the same pressure with these pastel pencils that I did with the charcoal pencil, and you can see there yourself, that's terrible really for a pastel pencil. I've got to put a lot more pressure down on here to get any coverage. And most pastel artists will tell you that when you start like laying down layers, you don't want to push down hard, because even on sanded paper like this, you're still going to get the tooth of the paper. It's going to fill up with the pastel dust, and it's going to create problems for you. One of the really nice things about pastels is that you can like layer down a dark surface and then come back in with a lighter pencil and create highlights. So that's the red brown. Again here you'll see with the grey. The grey is a little bit better actually, but not too much better. So I'm going to do it with harder pressure. Then we've got the sepia. And finally the black. Even with the black there, you don't get a super coverage. The charcoal, or sorry, yeah, the charcoal woodless pencils. So again, this pencil broke on me. So this is the soft. And you can see there, look how dark that is. Really gorgeous, rich. And this is why I used this woodless charcoal pencil a lot in the drawing. Then we have the medium. And then we have the hard charcoal. And then we've got the graphite pencils. So this one is the 6B. Let me start off with that. And then this one is the 4B. Okay, now I'm going to use the white charcoal pencils on here because I think it'll show up okay, because it's kind of like a beigey color. So we have the soft, but these were really good for when I was doing the artwork, and I was using some of these for some of the highlights when I was going through the beard and stuff like that. So this one is medium. And then hard. Now the blocks again, so we'll do the soft charcoal block. Again, this was something that I used quite a bit of on the actual drawing. Medium. And finally the hard. I'll do the same right underneath that with the graphite blocks. So this is the soft. See, obviously this paper is going to bring off a lot, you know, you're going to get a lot better results. Medium. And then hard. And then finally, we've got the pastel blocks that are in here. Now on the like the kind of on-grey paper, I wasn't really 100% with them either. So we've got the light grey, but you can see they're much better coverage. Dark grey, and then the white. And that's it. That's really all, with the exception of the graphite pencils. That's really everything that's on there. So you've got the charcoal blocks, and then, or sorry, the charcoal woodless pencils up at the top here, and then you've got the charcoal wood barrel pencils along the top here. That's 6B, the 4B graphite pencil. Then down here we have the charcoal blocks. They're all soft, medium, hard. Down here at the bottom we got the graphite blocks. These are the pastel blocks, the white charcoal pencils, and then the pastel pencils. Really not impressed with the pastel pencils, even on this paper. Still not impressed with the way they are. Okay, so just to save paper and not have to go and use something else, I'm going to show the gel pen on here. So you can see there, it's not bad. In actual fact, of all the kind of like white gel pens that I've used, It's got a very, very thin nib, and I know a lot of people, I know with the Sigma gel pens, I always find those nibs to be quite thick, and didn't give me the really fine detail highlights that I wanted. So providing this doesn't clog up, I mean, it gets all very well and good using this here like this. It's pretty new. Providing it doesn't clog up and run out really fast, I would say it's a really nice pen to use for highlights and things like that. So again, just using the same paper here. This, I'm just going to show you the mechanical pencil. So, you know, it is a mechanical pencil is a mechanical pencil. They're all pretty much the same. What you've got to, what you want to hope is that it just, you know, all the little bits inside that make it work don't stop working after a couple of months. And obviously I can't really say anything about that because I've not used it. I used this a little bit on the drawing. In fact, actually, when I was doing the drawing, the pencil refills that come in this are HB. So I have a couple of other, like I've got loads of different refill graphite leads for my pencil, for different mechanical pencils that I have, and I used this 2B one because I didn't find that the HB that was in this was dark enough for that drawing that I was doing. But you know, it's a mechanical pencil, it works, it's not too bad. And then obviously we've got this kind of like marker, so you can see here this is like the felt tip nib, and then down at the bottom on the other side we've got like this fine liner. So again, providing this doesn't run out in a couple of days, there's a real bad smell comes off it, like it's like a permanent marker smell, like the old permanent markers, and I don't normally pick things like that up. I've watched a lot of people review a lot of products and they'll say, oh, there's a real bad smell, a real bad odor off these markers or that marker and stuff like that. I don't normally pick that up, so for me to pick it up, it must be bad. There is a real bad smell of it. Okay, so the graphite pencils are graphite pencils. What I would say about these is they're definitely not at the same level as like the Staedtler graphite or the Derwent graphite, or certainly the Caran d'Ache graphite pencils. I don't understand the logistics of getting graphite and mining it and all that other stuff. There's obviously different grades of graphite and charcoal that you can use with different things like the clay and all the rest of it that they put into it as a filler. All these different things matter, and they matter in the performance side of things. Now, you can see by the drawing, I mean, like I did put all of this to good use, and you can see by the drawing that the drawing turned out really well, and I was happy with a lot of it. Sometimes when I was doing like a light layer of, say, like a 2B pencil, when I was then going to blend that in, it just wasn't moving as well as some other graphite pencils do. When you put it down and you blend it out, you can blend it quite well. I didn't find that with these Kalour pencils. But what I will say is, for a student, this set of graphite pencils would be certainly acceptable to them. I think they would still be able to work well with these. In terms of sharpening and things like that, I didn't experience any issues whatsoever. And normally with the H pencils, especially anything past 2H, you start getting into real brittle territory and it kind of like breaks up on you. I didn't get that with these pencils. Okay, so I forgot the last thing that I need to show you is the willow sticks. Now these willow sticks, I've not really used them properly, but I've watched a lot of artists use these, and to great effect. They're just little thin sticks of willow that have been obviously scorched, and they give you, you can break them, and they give you a really good dark coverage for like sketching out things. So if you were like, I don't know, sketching out an eye or something like that, rather than use like a charcoal block or something like that, this thin willow stick will give you a better control over sketching it out. And then because it's in this willow, it's easy enough to lift it off, or just to blend it in when you come back in with your graphite pencils or your charcoal pencils, whatever it is you're doing. That's what I understand these willow things to be used for. But you can see there, it's still quite dark and very very easy application as well whenever it goes down on the paper. And last but not least, you get a little glove in there as well. These gloves, some people use them, some people don't use them. It just goes on like this, and obviously the purpose behind this is your hands are free, but the palm of the hand, whenever you're writing or drawing or whatever it is you're doing with it, you're not going to smudge it with the oils of your hand on the paper. So that's what these gloves are for. Originally they were brought out for digital artists when they're using like the tablets. I did a review of one a while ago. That's originally what they were for, and then obviously graphite and charcoal artists, they got hold of them and started using them for the same type of thing. And obviously you can put it on different, although if you put it on your left hand, the logo's on the other side, but it doesn't make a difference. You can still put it on either your right or left hand. So guys, that's it. That's my review of the Kalour 70-piece set. I would definitely not say that it's professional or artist quality or, you know, anything like that. But having said that, I think if you're going to buy this set for yourself, fine. If you're an adult or anything like that, or you're a student at school or university, or, well, no, not university, but certainly at school level, I think this would be a great set for any student. What I would caution against is, please be mindful if you're a parent getting this for a kid, no matter what age, especially in the teenage years, to do something about that craft knife. I know craft knives are really accessible to kids and stuff like that, but I would just be very mindful of giving this set to a young teenager, just in case. The craft knife is not good quality in any case. It's not very sharp either. Not the one that I have in this set in any case. So for that reason alone, be careful. Just take it out of the set and bin it, or take it to a store, a chemist or something like that, there where you can get rid of blades safely and it's not going to land in a landfill somewhere where somebody else could get hold of it. So just be mindful of that. All of the other things in here are definitely usable. You can see by the artwork that I did, one or two things are just not usable, like the pastel pencils. They were just far too scratchy, and even on the UArt paper, which ordinarily when you use that for pastel pencils, you just have to touch it and the pigment comes off. You've seen yourself that wasn't the case. So Kalour's always hit and miss. I've done a lot of Kalour reviews. Some of their pencils are really good for the price, some of them not so much. Some of them are very samey. I've got a set of Kalour pastel pencils that I'm going to be reviewing next, or not next but soon. And if the Kalour pastel pencils that I have, I think it's a 50 set. Yeah, so I have this 50 set of Kalour pastel pencils, and if they're anything like the pastel pencils that are in the sketching set, I'm gonna have a terrible time with them. But I'm hoping that they're not. I mean, like, they don't look like the pastel pencils that are in that sketching set, but you just never know. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this review. Please hit the like button if you've liked this video, if it's been of any help to you whatsoever. Don't forget as well, I have some other information like prices and set sizes over on the written review. If you want to go across, take a look at that. If you've not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel, especially coming up to the Christmas period when I'm going to be doing giveaways, because if you subscribe to the channel and you hit that little bell notification, that means that anytime I put a video out, you will get a notification. And like I say, especially coming up to Christmas when I do giveaways, you don't want to miss out on any of the giveaways that I'll be doing. So it's worth considering, but if you don't want to, don't worry about it. And also as well, if you like, I have some links down below to some of the social media platforms that I'm on, like Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, or X as it's called now. If you want to follow me in any of those platforms, the links are down below. Just click on the links and it'll show you what to do. Anyway, guys, thanks very much. I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. Bye.